So for about a week now, I have been using this Oraimo SpaceBud that they just launched. And I think it's an improved version of last year's Oraimo SpaceBud. You can notice the difference in names, SpaceBud and SpaceBud. Now, these are my first Oraimo buds I will be using. So my review is kind of like from a first-time user perspective. In this video, I will be highlighting the nice features I got to discover from these $28 buds that I feel makes it worth that amount of money. And also some very serious concerns or issues that you really need to know before you choose to get these SpaceBuds. Now, I will start with the form factor, which I'm sure is not new to most people. It's a design that you either like or you don't. But this time they try to improve on the design in terms of the shape. It actually looks like a moon. I think, or I know from everything you find on their website that it was inspired by the shape of a moon. So maybe they would have called it the moon buds or something like that. But really, I don't want to bore you with all unnecessary details as to the aesthetics, the design, and all of it. Because when you buy yours, you have all the time in the world to peruse it. And like I said, you either like it or you don't. So let's get into what really matters. We're going to start with the audio quality. Now, if I'm to rate the audio quality of this SpaceBud considering the price, out of 10, I will rate it a 10. Like I said, considering the price of just $28. And that's because the bass is pretty good. My guys at the studio here tested it out and everybody was really impressed with how good the bass is, the surround filters, everything about it. It's pretty good. Now, for those who already have it, as when this review dropped, can you let me know in the comment section below, how would you rate the audio quality of this guy right here? Just let me know in the comment section below. Now let's talk about some of the special features that makes this SpaceBud worth everything that you'll be spending on it. Now a quick story, yeah? So some time ago I was watching my current season film I'm binge watching, which is Designated Survivor, yeah? And while I was watching the movie or the series, my daughter wanted to put something in my mouth, actually a piece of bread or something. And I had to tell her, no, stop, don't do that, go and throw it away. Then I noticed the movie stopped playing. Immediately I spoke, and immediately I stopped talking, it started playing, which was kind of weird. And I discovered that this SpaceBud has a feature that is called the Smart Chat mode. Now, like we all know, there are 3 different modes that comes with this SpaceBud. We have the noise reduction mode, the noise reduction off mode, and the transparency mode. Now, the noise reduction mode will block off all external noise levels and just kind of like cut you off from your environment entirely. But in that mode, if for any reason you need to talk to somebody or you say something to someone, the Smart Chat mode will immediately stop the music you are playing so that you can concentrate on talking with this person, which is a very useful feature. Trust me, this feature will really massively save you some kind of stress. Now, one of the limitations I found with this feature is the fact that it means if you're listening to a song, you cannot sing along with the song. At least not in a loud voice, because once you start singing along, you're going to assume you are talking to somebody and then the music will stop playing. Now, the second limitation I discovered with this feature is that you have to keep talking for it to remain in that transparency mode. Now, the moment you stop talking and you're just listening to what the person is saying, it switches back to the noise cancellation mode, thereby blocking you from hearing the person. So at the end, you don't have any choice than to take it off because you just keep switching between these 2 modes and that can be very inconveniencing. So the fact that you have to eventually take it off just means it is not meant for when you are having a long-term conversation. It's just when you want to talk and then go back to exactly what you're doing. But really, it's pretty cool. It's a nice feature that you will find useful. You just know when you need it and when you don't. Now, the second feature I want to talk about is the white tap area. Now, I don't know if this feature is available in previous versions. Like I said before, this is my first SpaceBud, but I'll say I really like it. And that's because most times when this bud is right there in your ear, it's actually hard for you to actually know exactly where to tap when you want to say stop, pause the music or move to the next track and all of that, because where you have to tap is right at the stem of these earbuds. Now, with this feature of wide area tap, you can actually just tap any part of your ear close to that point and it's going to perform that task. So I think it's much easier for you to locate where your ear is than locating exactly where you need to tap on the stem of the SpaceBud. Really nice features. Now, the third feature I'll be talking about, which I would say is also pretty impressive for a below $30 SpaceBud, is the dual device connectivity. Now, that feature allows you to connect this SpaceBud to more than one device. So I have it connected to both my iPhone and my Redmi Pad. So whichever the device I'm using, I can easily just connect seamlessly, and honestly, it is pretty handy. Now, if you're a first-time Oraimo Sound product user like me, then you definitely need to download your Oraimo Sound app and connect it in order for you to enjoy all of these features I just talked about, because you have to set it up right in the app. And then also with the app, you get access to features like equalizer. By default, it comes on the heavy bass mode, but you can decide to change it to any other options available, or if you're sat on the beat, you can just create your own audio quality output. Then you can also customize voice prompts, which is something I like. I always love customizations. Like me, I have changed all of my own. So when you put on my SpaceBud right now, instead of you to hear transparency mode, you hear something like transparency. Just it's fun to just make it, yeah, quite fun, yeah. And then you have really other nice features in the app, so really you want to get it. Now, to the battery life of this SpaceBud, which is something I know you really want to know about, I would say it is quite impressive. You understand? Now, on this side right here is all the battery statistics, everything, charging time, as you can see right here. And yeah, I had time to confirm some of them. Charging this Bud's case takes almost 2 hours, which is okay. And then of course, it can last really, really long. Right now, I have been using it for like 5 days or so, testing it when I'm driving, doing different stuff. And right now, I am still right at 86%. That means it is pretty impressive, though I'm not a heavy user because I don't always have it on every single time. But you get the idea, the battery of this device is pretty good. Now, on the flip side, let me talk about some aspects of this SpaceBud that I discovered and I really wasn't comfortable with them. Now, the very first thing I discovered is the fact that it leaks audio. Now, what I mean is, when you're listening to music or movie or whatever it is you're doing, if you raise the volume too high, people around you will hear exactly what you are listening to, which kind of like beats the whole idea of using your earphones, which is for privacy. So you want to keep that in mind. Now, secondly, I love the form factor of this SpaceBud. Like I said, you either like it or not. And for me, I feel it is cool and unique. Now, the issue I discovered is that most times when I pick it up, it's hard for me to know from which side am I supposed to slide up. Sometimes you find me trying to struggle with it until I discover that I have to turn it a particular way and then I get it and then it slides up. It's really hard to know, unlike the other ones that you just know exactly where to flip it to and it's open for you. Now, the third thing I discovered about it is that, yeah, it charges with USB Type-C, which is pretty good. It makes it possible and super easy for you to charge it just about anywhere and anytime. But I feel the charging port is too close to the top of the casing. Now, the reason is because when you are charging it, it is super hard for you to slide it open completely. The charging cable will definitely prevent this top part of the case to slide out completely so that you can remove the SpaceBud. Now, like I said, these may not be deal breakers, but it's just worth mentioning, which is kind of like my job to do, yeah. So that is it. Everything I have discovered that I like and don't like about the Oraimo SpaceBud. Now, if you choose to buy it, I will be leaving a link in the description of this video that you can click on to buy. Or you can use the code that have been showing on my screen from the beginning of this video. It's pretty easy, just benfreeman. Use the code when you are shopping on the Oraimo website for just about anything, which still kind of like helps the channel to grow. So thank you so much for watching. What do you think about the review? Let me have your thoughts in the comment section below. And lastly, please subscribe for more in-depth reviews like this. I would see you in my next video. Peace out.